found it difficult not to be excited by Need for Speed Rivals. Just look at this fast and furious action. It delivers a potent adrenaline kick, but great as they are, those initial highs aren't sustainable, and after a while I was left wishing for just a little bit more variety and depth to keep those thrills coming, beyond simply doing the same thing online. Rivals combines Hot Pursuit's cops versus racer dynamic with the freeform gameplay of Most Wanted's open world. In many ways it's the best of both, although if you've played either of those two games, you may soon get a feeling of déjà vu. The fictional Redview County probably has the most diverse geography imaginable. It's a welcome change of pace after the relentless urban sprawl of Most Wanted, though I came to really miss those concrete labyrinths when I was outrunning the cops. Redview's long and winding roads set the stage for operatic chases that go on for miles. Its layout is much more suited for drifting and pushing supercars to their very limits, like Hot Pursuit, instead of outfoxing the cops and hiding like in Most Wanted. But I can't help but feel it's a shame there wasn't room for both dynamics here. It's not the most densely populated of landscapes, but there's always something to catch the eye. But for all of its gorgeous scenery, I found Redview a slightly less fun and secret-filled place to explore. There are no billboards burying your friends' faces to crash through, no supercars hidden away, and way fewer jumps than previous games. And while there are a few hidden pathways and some opportunities to go off-road, I found myself more frequently being put back into place by an officious barrier. Rivals is fantastically pretty, making great use of your next-gen console. Cars look brilliant, almost photorealistic, right down to the beads of moisture dripping down the bodywork. Weather effects are equally impressive. Rain, sun and snow, as well as the time of day, have a big impact on its look. Whether cop or racer, each chapter is structured around a speed list, which is little more than a series of objectives. That's not a complaint though, because story would just get in the way. Hot Pursuits, high-speed races with the cops already on your tail, are definitely the pick of the available events. Time trials and races lose their appeal much quicker, especially after you've already driven down the same stretch of road countless times. No matter which side of the law you choose, there's a garage full of high-powered supercars ranging from Aston Martins to Ferraris. Handling is fun, responsive and accessible. Even newcomers will soon be able to slide around tight corners with a little practice. There's also the option to soup them up with high-tech gadgetry. None of the weapons are particularly memorable or iconic, and while they occasionally come in useful, you can't really beat the old-fashioned approach.
The racer is out of commission.
It's all in the pursuit of unlocking upgrades, and this is where it's definitely more fun to play as a racer. There's more customization, better toys, and the way in which you accumulate points is much more engrossing. There's a simple but effective risk-reward dilemma at play, baiting you to keep racing to build your score and multiplier. But if you're busted, you lose everything. The feeling of being pursued by 6 police Ferraris when you've got in excess of 100,000 points at risk is when Rivals is at its very best. By comparison, playing as a cop feels a little staid. That's the thing. Rivals is tremendous fun for a good while, but once I got to grips with its weapons, unlocked more of its ridiculous cars, and became intimately acquainted with its map, it didn't have a lot more to really show me. And while the map is fairly big, when you're driving around it at such high speeds, it's easy to see a big chunk of it in a single pursuit. It continued to excite me, but quite early on, it stopped surprising me. It's refreshed a bit when it's your friends that need busting. The 6-player multiplayer mode is seamlessly integrated. You can all be cops, hunting down AI racers, or run from the fuzz together, or even a mixture of the two. There are no rules, and it's enjoyably freeform for the most part, though I worry the size of the map and relatively small number of players is slightly at odds. It's best to think of Need for Speed Rivals as a thrill ride. Get on, scream to go faster, and it will. It has some of the best car chases around, and they've never looked so chaotically beautiful. And if you haven't played a lot of Hot Pursuit or Most Wanted, its charms will be much more alluring. I was looking for more exploration, depth and variety, and in this department Rivals is slightly wanting, but its innovative approach to incorporating multiplayer does just enough to compensate. For more on Need for Speed Rivals, stay right here on IGN, but for now I'll leave you with my best Hot Pursuit.